Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjari Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavas pronouns unto you and all the devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Eka Radhika Leela Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Eka Radhika Leela Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinta Gandharvika Mataji, Krishna Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Rana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and blessing all of us with your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and all glories to your wonderful services. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Manali.
Manali Mataji. Hare Krishna, Manali Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and chanting so nicely. Welcome to the call. Please do join us every day, Mataji. Hari Bol. And today is Ekadasi for us in US. I don't know if it is in India. I think in India it is tomorrow.
I'm in USA, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Okay. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji.
So in India, I think tomorrow, I saw someone posting in the other group, India group. For today, it is for us Ekadasi. Hari Bol. Happy Ekadasi to everyone. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, yes, Mataji.
Introduction and then we'll pause.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Yes, start the recording, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Sukumar Gaur Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 2nd chapter, 56th and 57th verse. Before I hand over the call to Sukumar Gaur Prabhu, I request Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu to take over from here and give a brief introduction. I'm so sorry, Prabhu.
Hare Mataji, Hare Krishna. Why are you sorry? Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Here's a very brief introduction for our dear Prabhu. His Grace Sukumar Gaur Prabhuji. Prabhuji was born in Maharashtra, India in 1980. He was brought up in a social background where spirituality was often questioned. Later, he developed a natural taste for inquiry into the mysteries of God creation. Prabhu came in touch with devotees of ISKCON in 2003. Prabhu found all his questions answered in the books of Srila Prabhupada. As a student of MBA Finance, he studied Srila Prabhupada's books and became a sincere practitioner. He joined NCDEX as assistant manager and worked for 3 years. Later, he took on a 2-year Brahmachari training course in Shri Radha Gopinath Temple, Mumbai, and was initiated into the Brahma Matva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2010. He was in the youth preaching department and was in the seva of guiding the youth. He always wanted to share his joy of Krishna consciousness with the youth. So he gave up his job and decided to help the misguided youth by helping them understand the message of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhu joined ISKCON Chopati as a resident in 2009. Later, he was posted to ISKCON Nasik Temple. He is currently serving as a youth counselor in various colleges of Nasik. Prabhu conducts seminar on personality development topics in educational and corporate sectors and gives beautiful and nectarian Bhagavatam Katha like today. Hari Bol. Over to you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for that brief introduction. Hare Krishna, Sukumar, Gaur, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I now hand over the call, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Is my voice audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Very
Yes,
nice.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. So we'll start with our Mangalacharan prayers as usual. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamlan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitanamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna. So today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 7 Chapter 2 text number 56 and 57. Yes. So here we have text number 56 which doesn't have a purport. We'll just read the translation. Evam kulingam viplantam priya yogatur ashrukantham sa evatam sang kunike sarena vivyada kalo prahito vilina. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because lamented tears and eyes. Meanwhile, following the dictations of the mature time, the hunter, who very carefully hidden in distance, released his arrow, which pierced the body of the Kulinga bird and killed him. Shloka 57. Evam yuyam apashyantya atmapayam abuddhaya nainam prapstya shochantya Prativarshashaterapi. Translation and purport. Thus Yamraj, in the guise of a small boy, told all the queens, "You are all so foolish that you lament but do not see your own death. Afflicted by a poor fund of knowledge, you do not even No, you don't know that even if you lament for your dead husband for hundreds of years, you will never get him back alive. And in this meantime, your lives will be finished. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yamraj once asked Maharaj Yudhishthir, what is the most wonderful thing within this? Maharaj Yudhishthir replied, Mahabharata Vanaparva. Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalaya sheshasthavar icchanti kim ascharyam athaparam. Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment. But a foolish being, but a foolish living being nonetheless thinks himself deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in the world. Everyone has to die because everyone is fully under the control of material nature. Yet everyone thinks that he is independent, that whatever he likes he can do, that he will never meet death but live forever, and so on. So-called scientists are making various plans by which living entities in future can live forever. But why? But while they are thus pursuing such scientific knowledge, Yamraj in course of time will take them away from their business of so-called research. Kindly excuse me. Sorry, I have a sore throat, so I don't know how I'll be able to speak. So thank you all for your kind invitation, so that I could speak something on Srimad Bhagavat Canto 7th. The 7th canto is entitled as Uti, which Prabhupada writes as inclination, the good and bad inclination the jiva has, and the reasons behind that inclination. So we have two wonderful shlokas, a short purport by Srila Prabhupada, but very meaningful and to the point. Let's try and understand what Prabhupada has to say here in this purport. So as we know, this story of Kulinga bird is being told by Yamaraj himself, and very precise to the point. He's scolding he's scolding the queens, and he's saying that you are afflicted by poor fund of knowledge. You're foolish and you're afflicted by poor fund of knowledge. Even if you cry for thousands of years for your husband, he'll never come back. And in the meantime, your life will get over. So you should better think of yourself. So this is one point which we have to understand. What is the nature of attachment? Attachment have this ability to block the vision. It doesn't allow the person to see things very clearly. And that is why Shastras come into picture, where Shastras give us a deep clarity of what exactly is happening and what has to be done in this current situation. So the second chapter, Hiranyakashipu is in grief regarding the death of his brother, and that grief has blinded him so badly that he is now engaged in destruction of dharma. Second point the second chapter covers is that he's now has to pacify his family members, and he's relating a history and giving them knowledge and clarity of the situation. Third thing that is explained in this chapter is what is the cause of his hating Prahlad. So the cause of his hating Prahlad is nothing else other than his hatred toward Lord Vishnu, his envy towards Lord Vishnu, which is now reflected in his own child. So that will be explained in the upcoming chapter. So the second shloka, we see that the anger of Hiranyakashipu has taken such dimension that he is now looking angrily towards the spiritual sky, and he's shouting loud, saying that I'll destroy Vishnu and his abode both by my hands. And that anger is so great that the entire sky becomes smoky, and he starts emanating fire from his eyes. So just like tomorrow, we will be having here Utpanna Ekadashi. I don't know if it is there today in the Western world. Yeah, okay. So the story of this Utpanna Ekadashi is that how did this Ekadashi come into picture? So Ekadashi has been started from this day. So that is why it is called Utpanna. She originated from this day. Now, what's the story of this Ekadashi? Since it is connected to this point, I'm mentioning the story. So there was once a demon called Mura. This story is goes back in Satyuga. And this Mura was so powerful that he started torturing all the demigods. The three planetary systems were severely troubled by this demon. And that is where all the demigods they rush to Lord Shiva and ask him for help. But Lord Shiva says that I am not the right person to help you here. You can please take guidance of Lord Vishnu himself. So they run to Lord Vishnu. As usual, they offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is pleased, and Lord they tell Lord Vishnu that this is the scene. Lord Vishnu tells, I know the scene already. So let's all together go and let's try and finish off this Mura demon. So all the demigods, along with Lord Vishnu, they go, and there is a place. He has his own capital city. So they all go there, and there is a huge fight that takes place between Lord Vishnu and Mura. But this Mura is so powerful that Lord Vishnu is fighting for days together, for months together, and he doesn't get defeated. So it is said that for 100 years, 100 celestial years, both are fighting and non-stop fight. So Lord Vishnu gets tired at a point and he says that I can't fight anymore. I'm tired now. I need some rest. And as usual, we know Krishna has this tendency of leaving the battle. So here also he leaves the battle and he goes and takes rest in a cave. And that cave has only one gate. All of a sudden he leaves that fight and this Mura is he doesn't understand what is happening. Am I the winner or am I the loser? So he follows Lord Vishnu, and by then Lord Vishnu has gone in the cave. He is now started taking rest, and now Lord Vishnu is already fast asleep. And this Mura, he comes there and he has such great envy for Lord Vishnu. He has such great anger against Lord Vishnu that he thinks this is the best time to end the root cause of all the suffering of demons. So let me kill Lord Vishnu here. And he takes his sword. And as soon as he takes his sword to kill Lord Vishnu, immediately one brilliant young girl comes out from the body of Lord Vishnu. And this girl, she's so beautiful. She has 8 arms with all her weapons. Immediately, she starts fighting with Mura. And there is a huge fight. And Mura was thinking that if he is able to defeat Lord Vishnu, and which he was trying to, which he was somewhat successful as well. So he thought that if Vishnu can get tired of fighting this girl, surely because she's in a feminine body, but to his utter surprise, Mura comes to find out that she is fighting non-stop, non-stop with Mura. And Mura is like amazed and shocked. And over a period, his strength starts depleting. And this is the time when this girl immediately takes the opportunity and cuts off his head. And that is where Mura is dying. And Mura is lying there in pool of blood. After Lord Vishnu gets fresh, he sees that there is the body lying and there is this beautiful girl. So he is asking her, who are you? Where did you come from? I was taking rest here. What all happened? Then she tells, I am none other than your internal energy, and I am the person who fought with Mura, and I've killed him now. And that is where Lord Vishnu is so happy. And that is where he says, okay, you ask some benediction. That is where Ekadashi asks that anybody who fasts on this Utpanna Ekadashi, give me the power, give me the strength, that all the sins of his past life be completely terminated. And in this life itself, he comes back to your abode. So this is the blessing that she asked, and Lord Vishnu very happily gives that blessing. So this is Utpanna Ekadashi. Now, why did we take this story? Simply because in previous times, see, this is Satyuga that we are speaking. Now, in the seventh and eighth shloka, we see that what are the words that Hiranyakashipu is using? He is saying that Lord Vishnu has a natural tendency to be equal to both demons and demigods, and he is the supreme. They know this fact. They very well know this fact. But now, what Hiranyakashipu is saying in seventh and eighth shloka, he says that this Vishnu is influenced by his Maya, and that is why he is now taking various forms, just like previously he had taken form of a boar to kill his brother. Why did he do that? To please his devotees, the demigods. He has become a restless child. What is the point we are trying to make? Demons had a great clarity in previous times as to who is the supreme person and who is to be worshipped. So, just like Mura had that clarity, but that envy was so great. Here we see Hiranyakashipu also had that clarity that Supreme Lord is Vishnu and we have to worship him. But now he has become partial, so he need not be worshipped anymore. So, if we see the Puranas, if we see Acharyas quoting this story, between there is a dialogue between Lord Shiva and Mata Parvati, where Mata Parvati is asking Lord Shiva, "Why do you dress so weird? You put your ashes, you put skulls, and you have a tiger skin or a deer skin. Why all this? Because this is not sanctioned in the Shastras. This is not a proper behavior." That is where Lord Shiva makes it very clear that initially Lord Shiva quotes that telling Mata Parvati that there was a time when demons used to worship Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. There was a time because they had absolute clarity who is to be worshipped and from where do we get our strengths from. But the point was they used to worship Lord Vishnu, take strength from Lord Vishnu, and the demons would trouble the demigods. So one time they troubled the demigods so badly that all the demigods assembled and they went to Lord Vishnu and said that they worship you, but they take strength from you and they trouble us. And that is where Lord Vishnu, he calls upon Lord Shiva and tells them to please do the needful. Then how did Lord Shiva do the needful? From there onwards, Lord Shiva, he started, he came up with this philosophy of Mayavad. But Lord Shiva had a fear that if I preach this philosophy to these people, maybe I may get influenced. That is where Lord Hari, he tells him that don't worry, you chant the 6 syllable mantra Om Shri Ramaya Namah and nothing will happen to you. You will be untouched by all these demons. And that is where he brings up with this Pashanda philosophy. And that is where we see all the diversion happening. So the point I want to tell is that demons were very well aware of whom they should be worshipping. The scriptures are clear, the demons were clear, but it was later introduced by Lord Shiva for a certain purpose. Uh, Now we understand that the scriptures say that Lord Vishnu is supreme. So when Hiranyakashipu was speaking to his fellow men, so Hiranyakashipu is saying, now let's kill Vishnu because he has now become partial to his own devotees. Initially, as Paramatma, he was equal, but now he has given up his neutrality. He has given up his position of Paramatma. So, what is the point in worshipping him if he has given up his neutral disposition? And currently he is behaving like an animal. That is what Hiranyakashipu says there. Just like he has taken forms of Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. So, actually, he is meaning that the Lord takes forms for his devotees. But in anger, it seems something different. And then he says that he's just like a restless child. If you show a child some sweet, he starts running behind that person. Similarly, the demigods have told Lord Vishnu that we will worship you gorgeously if you fulfill our desire. And that is what Lord Vishnu is doing. So, no more affection for Lord Vishnu. Just forget all the affection and let's go and attack Lord Vishnu. And that is where he says, Mashula Bhinna Grivasya. I'll take this trident and I'll cut off the head of Lord Vishnu. Now, what actually it meant was, my trident will break. Mashula Bhinna. Shula is trident. Mashula Bhinna, it will break. Grivasya, if it is just touched to the neck of Lord Vishnu, because it is so powerful that my trident will break, because my trident is material and the body of Lord Vishnu is completely spiritual. And what will you do after killing Lord Vishnu? Then I'll take the Rudira and I'll bathe uh, my brother's ashes in that. So Rudira also means kumkum. Hmm? So where is the kumkum in the body of Lord Vishnu? Kumkum is there in the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So he's saying that I'll take that kumkum, I'll take that rudira, and I'll bathe the body ashes of my brother so that he can be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. So that is where he's showing his anger, but they have two different meanings as per the acharyas. Now, in ninth shloka also, he's angry and he's speaking about the deceptive actions of Lord Vishnu. And that is where he speaks that now this Lord Vishnu will be Nashte. I'll destroy Lord Vishnu. So Acharyas say, what is this Nashte? Nashte means now Lord Vishnu will become invisible to the demigods. And once he disappears from their sight, the demigods will dry up like a tree whose roots are cut. So what he actually meaning here is the devatas are so fortunate that they have their life here as Lord Vishnu. Now nashte, Lord Vishnu will not be seen, and now they'll dry up just like a lover dries up when there is intense separation from his beloved. So now Lord Vishnu will be hidden from their vision and they'll dry up due to loving separation from Lord Vishnu. From 11th shloka, he will now have a strategy how to destroy Lord Vishnu. So he starts destroying the Brahminical culture, the rituals, and all those things. Now, here we have to understand that the very purpose of Lord Vishnu's coming to this world is not to kill demons. Absolutely not to kill demons. That just one part which he could have done by anybody else also. There are so many Shaktavesh avatars which the Lord can send and do the needful. But then why is the Lord personally coming? The Lord personally comes exclusively to glorify his own devotees. We have seen so many events in Srimad Bhagavat where the Brahmanas are so powerful, they just chant a Humkar mantra and the person standing turns into ashes. So they are that powerful. Then why is the Lord personally coming exclusively with one reason of glorifying his devotees? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes this story and tells that we all know that the offense committed by Jay and Vijay was not due to the offense to the Brahmanas. It was based on love for Lord Vishnu himself. Once Jay and Vijay they prayed to Lord Vishnu that, my dear Lord, you have a desire to enjoy this Veera Ras, but no one is so powerful that they can give you that. We are powerful, but we don't have that critical, unfavorable mindset. So please, my dear Lord, give us that critical, unfavorable mindset where we can stand against you, we can use the power and give you that pleasure of Veera Ras. This is what they are begging from Lord Vishnu. So they are saying, my dear Lord, we are your eternal servants. Please keep aside your superior quality of Bhakta Vatsalya. You are so, you love your devotees so much. We know that. But for us, time being, keep this aside so that we can fulfill your desire of relishing this Veera. So the Lord came here for what? So because later on Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha will be glorified. This is the plan to glorify his devotees. That is the plan. There is no other plan for the Lord. Now 12 to 19 is the destruction caused on order of Hiranyakashipu. And after that, he has to console his own relatives. So on from 20th shloka, he'll start speaking in a way so that he can console his own relatives. So 20 to 26 is Hiranyakashipu speaking the philosophy. Now, first we have to understand what is the need of philosophy. See, philosophy is like a shock absorber of a vehicle, which keeps the vehicle very steady. Similarly, when in disturbing situation, mind becomes disturbed, one way to calm the mind and make the mind steady is by philosophy. This word philosophy comes from word philo and sophia, means lovers of wisdom. Philosophy means where we study the realities of life and the realities of the existence in which we live. When we accept the reality of the world in which we stay, mind automatically becomes calm and steady. Versus people at times deny the reality, just like Hiranyakashipu. He will deny the reality and he'll be filled with desire for revenge. Or they'll turn into atheist. Why? Because they're denying the reality. So Hiranyakashipu is using philosophy to calm the minds of his own relatives, but internally he himself is struggling with his own mind to keep his mind pacified. Why? Because now he is not ready to accept the truth. And these are the people who can create havoc in the society by breaking the faith of people in the society. Because they have some faith, by their duplicit behavior, they'll now break the faith. But at times, the attachment level is so deep that mere philosophy doesn't enter the heart of people. We'll take some examples also. At such times, there is another very powerful tool which is called as stories. This is the most effective way to reach the mind of a person who is feeling that he has difficult times. So Hiranyakashipu narrates the story of King Suyagya, where the wives are so attached to their husband that Yamraj has to come as a small boy and guide them through philosophy. Yamraj will speak philosophy. He spoke philosophy. But their attachment was so strong that he had to use another powerful technique to reach their mind. And what was that? The story. He uses another story of these two Kulinga birds. So these stories are more powerful when they have a resemblance with the situation in which the person is. For example, most of the advertisement, just like we have in India, this advertisement of Fair and Lovely, where those people who have dark skin, they can have a fair skin. So if a person, they show a person who is very sad because he has dark skin, and that person, when he's been seen by another person, he asks what has happened. He says, my skin is very dark and I feel very hopeless. Then the person before him, he tells that I also had dark skin, but when I applied this cream, I became fair. So now what is happening here is, this problem recognizes, his mind recognizes with the problem, and when he sees that somebody has gone through that same event and is now happy, he immediately takes on to the solution. That is the Fair and Lovely cream. So that is how exactly Yamaraj is doing here. So, so the problem in life is, it's all about me. So Yamaraj says in this last shloka, in this 57th shloka, he says that you may cry for years, but the person will not return back. And by the time, it may so happen that your body will get over. And this is the point when it came to them, it hit their mind, and immediately detachment arose and they were ready to do the needful. That is what they did. They did the final rites of the body. Now today, just this shloka which Prabhupada writes about death. So I want to speak something about death, which is based on Bhagavad Gita chapter number 2 and chapter number 7. So, chapter number 2, this section 11 to 30 is called as Guhya Gyan. And what is this Guhya Gyan? Guhya Gyan is nothing but the knowledge which Lord Krishna gives about body and soul. Now, 2.11 is the start where Lord Krishna speaks. Now, there is certain flow in this entire section which I'll show you. This is there in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. I have taken as it is. In 2.11, Krishna focuses on Arjuna's lack of wisdom. Why lack of wisdom? Because wisdom is what we saw, philosophy. Okay. Arjuna is not able to figure out what is worthy of grief and what is not worthy of grief. Just like in India, we have a famous story of a saint. His name is Bhartrihari. So this Bhartrihari, he was a great king and he loved his wife whose name was Pingla. So this Pingla was very, very beautiful. So he loved her so much. But it's so destined. She died one day and he took her body and he's crying badly. And he goes and sits there near the body in the crematorium. And that is where one sadhu, he sees him, one sage, he sees him, and he feels very pity because he is not able to understand what is worth crying and what is not worth crying. So what he does, he takes a very beautiful pot, paints it, designs it, does everything to make it so beautiful, fills it with water, and comes walking to this king, Bhartrihari. And as he sees Bhartrihari, he makes a show that his foot got stuck and he falls off. And as he falls off, the pot filled with water also falls. And he starts crying, my pot, so beautiful, so beautiful. And this king is already disturbed because his wife has he has lost his wife. And he asked that sage, why are you crying? Why are you disturbing me? He says, my such a beautiful pot got broke. The king, he says, see, I can get you thousands of pot. I can get you thousands of pot. And then this sadhu, he asks, why are you crying? He says, I lost my beautiful wife. He said, just that. He says, I can give you thousands of beautiful wives. Same. One beautiful than the other. And by his mystic power, he creates thousands of pinglas from his body. And that is where this king Bhartrihari comes to the understanding, oh, what is worth crying and what is not worth crying. Body can be created. N number of bodies you will get. It is a manufacturing line of bodies. Krishna can create n number of bodies for you, and that sadhu showed by that is where he got his wisdom back, and that is where he stopped crying and immediately took to the path of renunciation. Why? Because he got back his wisdom of what is worthy of grief and what is not worthy of grief. So Arjuna is chastised actually in shloka number 11. So in 2.12, the next shloka, Krishna speaks about soul is the object of affection and not the body. Just like the king got to realize that body should have no affection because it is just a tool. It's just an instrument. The actual object of affection is the soul. So the spiritual path is to shift the object of affection from body to soul. Start fulfilling the needs of the soul. Gradually, detachment is the byproduct. So Arjuna is now asking, but just like now the object of affection is body, so anything connected to the body is also the object of affection, like my son, like Bhishma, like Drona. Arjuna says this. So when the body of my people whom I love, their body will perish, so isn't it worth lamenting? Now Krishna answers this objection in 2.13. Now Krishna says, everyone has to go through the changes in the body. Hmm? Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara, that shloka. Everybody has to go through babyhood, then childhood, then boyhood, then adulthood, and then old age. But Krishna is making this point to reach the next stage, the previous stage has to be destroyed. Till the time babyhood is destroyed, childhood won't be available to any person. Till the childhood is destroyed, boyhood won't be available to any person. Until the boyhood is destroyed, adulthood will not be accessible, and the facilities that come with adulthood will not be accessible to that person. Okay, so childhood, youth, adult, and on. And each phase has something new to offer than the previous phase. Just like as a child, you have some nice things to do. But when you are grown up as an adult, there are many more things which you can do, which you cannot do as a child. So the kid is always looking forward to go to the next stage. He wants himself to give up that stage and go to the next stage. Just like in school, we always thought, when will I go to college? When will I enjoy like this elder brother of mine? When will I have my own bike? When will I ride my own bike? Same thing happens in spiritual life. We have from Shraddha to Prem. Each phase has so much to offer. But till we move to the next level, we cannot enjoy the facilities of the next stage. We have to give up that stage so that we can enjoy the facilities of the next stage. So Krishna is saying here, just as one doesn't mind the destruction of boyhood to enter in the phase of youth, similarly, you should not lament for the destruction of the object of your affection, like Bhishma and Drona is saying. We are speaking about their body, the body of their beloved, the body of the people whom he loves. Now, Krishna makes this point very clear to Arjuna that they are also looking forward for the next phase of their life, next phase of their journey. But Arjuna, you are so selfish. You are so selfish, Arjuna, that since their body, their presence is giving you some affection, some love, some pleasure, you are not thinking about their further journey. Krishna heavily chastises here. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writing here. Now, 2.13. Now in 2.12, Arjuna agrees with Krishna. Yes, yes, Krishna, what you say is right. So 2.13, he says, yes, what you say is true, but my mind is producing so much nonsense and it is covered with lamentation that is causing me suffering. Now Krishna says, mind has the nature to get attached to various experience. If you give an higher experience, it will leave the previous experience. Now, how do you do that? Till the time you experience that pleasure. 2.14, Krishna gives the formula of tolerating. Shastra recommends tolerating to get rid of all the low qualities. Example, like you must tolerate the joy of the son who is born. He becomes a great person. He earns name, fame, money, prestige. You enjoy that. You have that joy, but you have to tolerate that joy. Similarly, Arjuna, you have to tolerate the pain when that same child leaves the world. Why? Simply because the fundamental principle is the nature, the temporary nature of this material. There is appearance, there is disappearance. There is appearance, there is disappearance. Okay, 2.14 now, 2.15. So practice tolerating to reach the stage where the sense object don't disturb you anymore. Now Krishna says, now those people who see the truth, they have come to this conclusion that the soul has no connection to the body. Why? Krishna says, because they both have diametrically opposite qualities. They are made up of diametrically opposite elements. So what you speak of killing Bhishma is not proper. Why? The real Bhishma who is holding the body has never been seen by you. And it will never be seen by you. You have not seen, and in future also you will not be able to see. What you are seeing is the body which is lying here in front of you. So why are you lamenting? And that is where now Krishna addresses one more person in this entire scene. Now we have seen body and the soul. Now he'll have another person come in the picture. In 2.17, Krishna introduces Paramatma by the word tu. The word tu is used to show Paramatma who is different from body and the soul, and he's superior to the body and he's superior to the soul. Now the question is, why is the Paramatma introduced here? Soul is said to be Sarvam Idam Tat. He pervades the entire body. Okay. Arjuna says in the previous shloka, he said that Krishna, you said that soul is very small, aprameya, so small, it can't be measured. So how do you say that the soul has occupied the entire body? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives simple example. He says there are herbs in nature, and those herbs are so powerful that you keep them on your head and your entire body is recovered. They are in one place, but their presence can be felt in the entire body. Just like food when kept in the stomach, the energy is felt in the entire body. Similarly, Krishna says the soul lives in the area of heart, but its presence is felt in the entire body. Now, why that Paramatma has come into picture? Simply because just like the soul pervades the entire body, Krishna wants to say that I am the soul of the creation. And what is the soul of the creation? That is what we call as Paramatma. Till the time the soul is there, the body will function. As soon as the soul leaves the body is dead. Similarly, till the time Krishna is there in the material creation will function. As soon as Krishna leaves, it will be destroyed. So without the Paramatma, without Krishna, the material world will not function. So how can the body of any person work without Paramatma? That is why in 17th shloka, Paramatma is introduced to show that without Paramatma, neither our body, neither the creation can function. Now, coming to the 28th shloka. Now, Arjuna is asking, no, with the death of the body, will the soul also die along with the body? Krishna says no, because both of them are temporarily connected, not permanently connected. Soul is not subservient to the body. Okay, now Arjuna has last one doubt. Now, Arjuna is asking, you have spoken so many amazing facts about the soul, Krishna. I am enlightened. But you know, Krishna, even though I am enlightened, I am attached. My mind is attached. So now, Krishna, you tell me what to do. And that is where Krishna ends this section in 2.30. Krishna says, detachment is a gradual process, Arjun. It doesn't come all of a sudden. So you keep practicing and you start fight so that you can establish dharma. So this is where 2.30 ends. Now, let's go to chapter number 7. Okay, with this basic background of body soul, the discussion between Krishna and Arjun. Now let's go to chapter number 7. Now chapter number 7 to 12 we all know is Bhakti Yoga. Krishna ends chapter 6 with bhajate, the word bhajan, and bhajan is Bhakti Marga. And what chapter is this? This is Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, is ending in what? Bhakti, bhajan. And he's so enthusiastic without Arjun asking any question. Chapter 7 is starting. So he starts saying, I'll tell you everything. I will give you knowledge in full. Arjuna is asking, what knowledge you will give? Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam. I'll give you both knowledge about my Aishwarya and about my Madhurya. Now, Arjuna has this question that if you are giving all the knowledge, why all can't appreciate your presence here? Krishna says two things are required. Why all can't appreciate? Because two things are required. One is that intense desire to achieve Krishna, and second is this association of Mahabhagavatas. Now, which one of these two is very rare? Let's take a story to understand. Dhruva Maharaj. Through situation, Dhruva was put in a situation where he had that intense desire to see Lord Vishnu because he had some other desire to be fulfilled. His mother told him, go to forest and pray to Lord Vishnu, he'll fulfill your desires. And he was burning with that desire. And since Dhruva was burning with the desire to see Lord Vishnu had to provide that sadhu sangha. Because providing sadhu sangha is the duty of Lord Krishna. It is not the duty of the sadhaka. Based on the intensity, Lord Krishna will provide that sadhu sangha. So in these two parameters, intense desire to achieve Lord Krishna and association of Mahabhagavata, more rare is the association of Mahabhagavata. We have to understand this point. Now, this is third shloka, 7.3, 7.4. 7.4, Krishna says, Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayu, the most famous shloka. Kham, Man, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankaritya, Me, Bhinna, Prakriti, Rishta. Krishna is saying these 8 are my energies. Now, we easily give up this shloka because we feel that, okay, these are the 8 energies of Krishna. Krishna means to say here that these 8 elements are also my form. These are also my forms. Now, why has Krishna taken these 8 forms? Why has Krishna expanded in this form of energy? 7.5. Apareyam itistu anyam prakriti vidyame param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Because my another superior energy, jiva bhutam, who is mahabaho, who is powerful, yayetam dharyate jagat. He wants to play. That jiva wants to do what here? Dharyate. He wants to play. How? By exploiting. Now, why does the jiva not understand that these 8 elements are energies of Krishna? These are forms of Krishna. Why he can't see the truth? I'll give you a simple story. One day, Mother Parvati, she saw that her son Ganesha has a desire to play, but there is nobody to play around. So Mother Parvati, she takes a form of a cat, a very furry white cat, and she comes across where Ganesha is playing. And as soon as Lord Ganesha sees mother, he doesn't know it's his mother. He sees that beautiful cat and he starts playing with that cat. But he's a kid. Okay, after all, he's a kid. And he doesn't understand. In that temper of playing too much, he starts troubling the cat, starts pulling its tail, starts pulling its ears, starts pulling its mustache, starts playing with the mouth, starts playing with the tongue, pulling the tongue, playing with the teeth, and he troubles the cat so badly that the cat runs away. The cat runs away and he comes searching that where the cat has gone. And he lands up at his home. And there he sees Mother Parvati. There is red spot here, there is red spot here, there is red spot here, the whole body is red. And he is so angry that who did this to my mother? And he asked Mother Parvati, who did this to? Tell me, I'll destroy that person. And that is where Mother Parvati says that it was you who has done. Now he's so shocked. How can I do this? Point is, he couldn't understand that that cat was the another form of his mother. Same thing happens with us. We can't see Lord Krishna in these 8 elements. Why? Dharyate, we are so much in this mood of enjoying, so much in this mood of exploiting. Acharyas give a very simple example. Every lady has the power to become mother. She is mother. But a person who has trained his mind in exploiting can't see her as mother. She has that potential, but he can't see because he has not been trained. Point is, in this creation, there is nothing else other than Lord Krishna and his energies. Matter, apara, lower energy. Jiva, para, superior energy. Jiva is like the child of Krishna. But that child is so absorbed in playing that he can't see that time ends. Just like these queens are crying, they can't see that their time is also ending. The child can't see, he's absorbed in playing, he can't see that Krishna has come as these 8 elements. Our body that is made up of these 8 elements, what is that? That is another form of Krishna. Because 8 elements are whose energy? It is Krishna's energy. Why Krishna has done? Just to help us dharyate, exploit his form. Why? So that we can forget him and our original devotional nature to serve him. Krishna is such a loving father. He sees that my child has been playing for so long with my different forms. Okay, he needs some rest. Let him take some rest and then again he starts playing. Just like we see in Krishna, Leela. Full day he's playing with his friends. So Mother Yashoda tells Rohini Mata, go and call him. He doesn't come. Ultimately, Mother has to come and chastise Krishna that your father Nanda Maharaj is waiting. You please come and take your meal. Otherwise, he'll be hungry. And your elder brother Balramji will be hungry. So she has to pull him from there. Come out and take your, and then you start again. Similarly, Krishna is such a loving father. Krishna himself in Gita, he says, Mrityu sarva haras chaham. I come as death to tell the child, my dear child, stop playing for a while, take rest for some time, then you can start again. What is the point? Everything here in this material manifestation is nothing but Krishna. How? 7.6 Krishna mentions this. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani upadharaya. Aham Krishnasya jagata. Prabhava pralayas tatha. Prabhava means creation. Pralaya means destruction. I am the origin of destruction and creation in this material world. Krishna creates the material world. But before that, he becomes the material world. Krishna destroys the material world. But what is happening in that destruction? Krishna in the form of matter is getting destroyed. Are you able to understand this point? Krishna destroys the material world, but Krishna in the form of matter is getting destroyed. What is death? The matter is getting destroyed. But who is that matter? It is Krishna. So death is form of Krishna. Matter is form of Krishna. Death is happening to the matter. Everything is Krishna, 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 Krishna. Now the point is, what is the Jiva doing here? If everything is Krishna, everything is happening to Krishna, what is the Jiva doing here? Jiva is just going through various experiences. Because everything we saw right now is happening to Krishna. Some form of Krishna is destroying, some form of Krishna is getting created. So everything is happening to Krishna. Even death doesn't happen to the Jiva. That is why we took the second chapter, 11 to 30 section, just to make the point clear that Jiva is eternal. Then we came to the second point, the place where Jiva is staying. Everything that is we see here, we touch here, we hear here, is everything is belonging to Krishna. Even death is Krishna, and the material bodies are also elements made by Krishna, and they get destroyed in the form of death. So let's learn to see and understand the reality that everything that is happening in life is some form of Krishna. Parents love, siblings love. Who are these parents? Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayu, Kam, Man, Buddhi, Revacha. Their bodies are also made of 8 elements given by Krishna. That is form of Krishna. Parents' love is whose love? Is Krishna's love. When the same parent gives feedback, it is Krishna's message to us. Correct here. You need to be corrected here. When someone hurts me, it is Krishna saying, I have come in the form of that karma. Hard times. Krishna says, I am that hard time to create detachment in your mind. Everything is Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That is what we see in Bhagavad first canto. Parikshit Maharaj saying, Tasyaiva me agasya paravaresho vyasakta chittasya griheshu abhikshanam. Nirveda mulo dvija shaparupa. Krishna came in what form? For Parikshit Maharaj. Dvija Shapa Rupo. He came in the form of the curse of the Brahmana. Why? Vyasakta Chittasya. My mind got attached to what? Griha and the other elements. Yatra Prasakto Bhayavashudate. And because of that attachment, there was fear in my mind. Attachment will create fear. That is the sign. And in this material world, only two fears are very prominent. I am insufficient. I am not loved. I am insufficient, maybe in body, in maybe look, maybe in speech, maybe in some aspect of life. And second is I am not loved, because that feeling of belonging to somebody is not there. There was a research that was done on rats. This Western scientists, they have this habit of, but nice experiment. They took a rat and there was a huge tub, water tub, and they threw that rat in the water tub. Now, when this rat fell in the water tub, it started jumping out so that it can save its life. And it came to such a point where it was thinking that I can't live anymore now, and it was about to drown. That is the time when the researchers, they took out that rat, and it was hardly 7 8 minutes it was about to drown. Now they took out that rat, wiped it, kept it under a heater, gave it warmth, they gave him love, they gave him care, they gave him affection, they gave him food to eat. Now the rat is very happy. Okay, he's now survived, he's happy. Look how experience work. Second thing, after few weeks, again they took the same rat, again threw it him in the tub full of water. Now what do you think? How long will it had the capacity to survive in that tub? Last time it was only 7 to 8 minutes. This time the rat survived for 10 hours at a stretch. How? Because it had that experience. Somebody comes and saves me, somebody cares for me, somebody loved me last time, somebody took nice care of me last time, somebody gave me that warmth of love last time. That one last event, that one hope was so deeply rooted in his mind that for 10 hours before it was ready to give up, 10 hours at a stretch, it was struggling in water. Why? It knew I was insufficient, but it knew that somebody will come to love me. I am insufficient to take care of this difficult times, but that love will save me. So spirituality starts where? When we start seeing Krishna in every small thing. What we develop is that strong connection of belonging to Lord Krishna. We have to see every element belonging, we have to see every element as Krishna. By experiencing that daily connection, we will then develop the separation. Like the pigeons in this shloka, such intense separation, such deep separation from his wife. We have that facility to experience that intense separation. We only speak of gopis having separation. We also have the facility. Just like we always tell the story why Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. There is a story which His Divine Grace Gaur Govind Maharaj always used to quote. There was a time when once Lord Krishna told Radharani, I'll come and meet you at this place. And as usual, Krishna was late. He didn't turn up because he was in somebody else's kunja. So Radharani became very desperate. Where is he? He hasn't turned up. So he sends her Duti, her messenger, go and find her where he is. So this Duti messenger, she leaves, and in between, half the way, there is another Sakhi of the competitor Sakhi of Radharani. Hmm? And she asks this Duti messenger, where are you going? She says that I'm trying to find Krishna because Radharani is waiting. So that another girlfriend of Radharani's competitor, she says that, do you know what? Krishna is in our kunj today, so he won't be coming up to you. So you please go now. So she feels very bad and she leaves there. And immediately she gives the message to Lalita Vishaka. Lalita Vishaka pass on this message to Radharani. Radharani is so angry. Immediate. She gets in hyper mood and she says, don't allow this person to enter my kunj. Radharani's kunj is Nidhivan. All gates of Nidhivan blocked. And who are there to block the gate? Lalita Vishaka personally. And Lalita Vishaka, no, when they get hyper, they are superior hyper than what Radharani can get. And more is Lalita Devi. She is known for her furious nature. And Krishna comes and he's like gasping for breath. Oh, I'm so sorry, I was late at this, and there is huge amount of fighting that is happening there. Lalita Vishaka take a toll, and you this and you that, and everything is coming out. So Krishna says, give me one chance, last one chance. If your Sakhi sees me, her anger will vanish. I can guarantee you that. And then Lalita is saying, you think that you are so great that just by seeing you, my Sakhi will forget all her anger. You are such a foolish person. Get out of here. And he's thrown out of the Kunj. And he's crying. Now see, Krishna is crying. Krishna is crying, and then he remembers that is one person who can help me here. And who is that? Purnamasi. Immediately he starts calling out for Purnamasi, and Purnamasi arrives there, and she sees Krishna is crying, and for her, Krishna is her life and soul. She asks, "What happened?" And she knows what has happened. And Krishna says she didn't allow me in. She is not ready to speak to me. So then Purnamasi, she says, okay, I have a solution. I have already told Vrinda to do the needful, and immediately Vrinda Devi appears there. And Vrinda Devi, as soon as she appears there, she tells Krishna, see, this beautiful form, Sham Sundar form will not work here. You'll have to take some other form. Krishna says, I'm ready to do any damn thing. You just tell me. He says, okay, I'll give you two tips. You first remove all this dress and take the dress of a beggar, sannyasi. He says, okay, done. He takes the form of sannyasi. No hairs, nothing, all gone. He gives her, she gives him a tambora. There is an instrument for singing. And she teaches him a song of separation from Radha. And he learns it by heart. And then she tells him that you go to the Kunj and sing this song. So he goes singing. And of course, Krishna's voice is like anybody heart will melt. Goes singing, and Lalita Vishaka hears that song, and they are like absolutely mesmerized. The song is so deep, only both of them can understand. That is why Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raya Ramananda are always there. Why? Because they are the people who connect both of them. So both of them hear first, and they think this is the proper song, this is the best song. Our Sakhi will love this very much. Now they see this sannyasi so effulgent, and then they ask Lalita Vishaka, so what all you can do? He says, I know everything. I have all skills. I've mastered all my arts. I've learned this from my teacher. So they ask, who is your teacher? They say, Vrinda is our teacher. Oh, very nice. So what else you can do? I can find solution to any problem. So then Lalita Vishaka, they tell him that our Sakhi is very disturbed. Can you help her? He says, very easy. I just have to, you just keep me before your Sakhi. I will make sure everything good happens to her. So they take him in. Now they don't know who this person is. They think he's a sadhu, sannyasi. He goes in. So now Lalita Vishaka, they tell that Radharani that, see, you come out from the inner chambers because a great sadhu has come and he has solution to all your problems. So Radharani says, what solution, what problem, everything is, now I don't want, no, no. They said, you please come for 5 minutes. So she comes out. And Radharani has this habit that she shows her face only to Krishna, nobody else. The Sakis and Krishna. No other person, no other male is allowed. So she comes out and she has a veil. She is covering her face. So Lalita Devi makes her sit, and both of them are sitting. Here Krishna as a sadhu, sannyasi, and here Radharani. She's holding her veil. And Lalita Devi tells Radharani, show your palm, because he knows how to read palm. And Radharani keeps her palm ahead. And that is the time that the sannyasi he starts shouting, oh, I never touch any lady. I will not touch her. No. So Lalita Devi says, how you will find what problem she has? Then Krishna says, I am expert face reader. My teacher Vrinda has taught me how to read face. And Lalita Devi says, so see, she doesn't show her face to anybody. She only shows to Sham Sundar. He says, no, I am a sadhu. I can't touch any lady. If you want, then I can see, otherwise I'm going. But now they are in such intense need. So they say, okay, wait. But Radharan is not ready. So Lalita Devi can't see that pain of Radharan. So immediately what she takes, she keeps her hand aside and removes that veil. And immediately Radharani's face is seen to Krishna. And as soon as Krishna sees the beautiful form of Radharani, Krishna gives up that form of sannyasi and comes in Tribhanga Lalita Sundar form. And as soon as Radharani sees, all her anger is gone. And that is where Lalita Devi, when Krishna comes running for the first time and tells Lalita Vishaka that I want to see your Sakhi. That is where Lalita Devi says, see, she is in such intense separation. You don't care for her. You will have to go through the entire process of experiencing that separation from her. And that is where he takes that form of a sannyasi, that sadhu. And who's that sadhu? None other than Lord Chaitanya, who's experiencing that intense separation from Radharani. So when we start seeing Krishna everywhere, just like Radharani was seeing Krishna in every leaf, every flower, everything. So similarly in this world, when we start seeing Krishna in every small thing, we will develop that connection of belonging to Krishna. And when this connection will enhance, we will automatically develop that separation from Krishna. That facility to the gopis of separation is also given to the jiva right here in this material world. It is there. We have to accept this. But for this, we need Shastras. For this, we need Gurujanas who can give us clarity on this. And more clarity we have in our lives, more we will become unstoppable. More laser focus we will have in our spiritual lives. And that is why we need Prabhupada and Prabhupada books. And more than that, we need Prabhupada's purports to understand what is the deep meaning. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Shil Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. What a beautiful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. There are so many comments already, and there are already few hands raised, Prabhuji. So,
Prabhuji, we can take one question because I have to rush for something else now.
oh, okay, Prabhu. So, Prabhuji, we have, Prabhu, this is a little yuddha for me. We have 3 hand raised, and all 3 are very regular listeners and very sincere devotees. So, dear devotees, Sukakara Krishna Prabhuji has raised his hand for first, I think.
Yes,
So,
yes.
let him go because he's a senior devotee too. Hari Bol,
Yes,
Prabhu.
yes. He is
Thank
not
you,
only
thank
senior,
you, Balabhadra
he
Prabhu.
is worshipable for us. So
Hari
please,
No,
Bol.
no.
we seek his
Sukumar Gaur
blessing.
Prabhu, today you really opened the eyes. You gave the trick how we can see Krishna everywhere. That chapter 2:11 to 2:30, and then 7 chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the story of the rat and that Parvati. Really, Prabhu is the eye opener. I want to hear this lecture every day. The record is going to come, and I suggest everyone to listen. Definitely, we can see Krishna everywhere. तो मैं थैंकफुल प्रभु, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद प्रभु, आपका चरण में मेरा प्रणाम प्रभु. थैंक यू
Hare
प्रभु.
Krishna. Keep me in your prayers, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण, हरे
Thank
कृष्ण.
you,
Thank you.
Prabhu. Prabhuji, if you
Okay,
have a,
Prabhuji.
we have Radha Jyoti Mataji, Prabhu, if you have a second. Otherwise, we
Okay,
can.
okay, you can. Go on.
Hare
One
Krishna,
question.
Radha Jyoti Mataji. Dandavат Pranam. Go ahead,
Dandavat
please.
Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you so much for allowing me to ask the question. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question to you uh, is there is a conclusion, you have to correct me on that. The philosophy has to be studied to a depth where the mind will not have any single thought other than serving the loving devotional service to the Lord. That's how the philosophy will give us the knowledge, but it is not going to come with just by reading. It will come by the realizations, blessings, mercy, and the service. So as the realization happens, which is going to come from the preaching itself, because more we do the preaching, the more the philosophy will be enlightening for us. So that is the reason the preaching is emphasized, or that service is so much emphasized by Srila Prabhupada. Is my understanding correct?
Yes, Mataji. Perfect. When see two things, you should always remember. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also mentions this in his bhajan. Our personal bhajan will not purify us so deeply. But when we take responsibilities in the mission of Guru, and during that missionary activities which are given to us by our acharyas, our Gurujana, when we take that responsibility, and during completion of those responsibilities, when the obstacles which arise in the during the completion of the seva, that is the time when we take shelter of Krishna, the holy name, the holy devotees, the holy books. That is where immense and immediate purification of heart takes place. and we get deep and deep realizations. So that happens only when we are in service to the parampara and service to Guru. So yes, your understanding is absolutely correct, Mataji.
So the obstacles that are coming are for the enhancing a devotee to go ahead, and that is for the realizations, you mean?
What was the last point?
I'm saying that the crisis of the devotee who is very eager to serve, is that crisis there to realize that devotee that there is a need of more practice or more devotion, or how
Yes,
that crisis,
yes,
the crises are
yes.
there to, for the realizations.
Crises are exclusively meant to make us understand that fighting with the material energy is not a single person's job. We will need the help of devotees. Okay, because it is in crisis where we understand that where am I so weak and where am I have to be working. Just like in the case of Bharat Maharaj, why did the deer come? Deer was not an haphazard event. Deer was exclusively meant to tell Bharat Maharaj that you have to work on this point of compassion. If you don't work on this point of compassion, you will be stuck again. And rather than working on the point of compassion, he showed compassion and there was no devotee around him. That is where he got stuck. Okay, so difficulties are there to tell that we are inadequate, and the point to show that this is where we have to be working on.
I'm grateful to you, Prabhuji. Please accept my most humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you, dear
Hare
devotees. Thank you
Krishna.
for
I got my gift,
understanding that.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
I
Prabhu.
can see Mataji.
Thank you.
Prabhuji is
Thank
not seen. Ah, yes. Now
you.
the
Yeah,
picture
Hare
is complete.
Krishna. Now the
Hare
picture is complete. Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Rohit. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas on the call. Vancha kalaptaru.
Kripa sindhudevacha patitana pavanebhyo
Pavane
yo namo namaha
Srila Prabhupada